Okay, sir, if you'll step up before the clerk to be sworn.
You formally swear affirm any testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir, if you'll be seated in the witness chair. Once seated, if you scoot your chair up, do adjust that microphone, do talk into that microphone. It aids us in hearing your testimony and aids in recording your testimony.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Brad Servi.
And would you spell your last name?
Cervi.
And how are you employed?
I am a corporal with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Sheriff's Office since 2006.
And what are your current duties with the Sheriff's Office?
I'm a first-line supervisor for road patrol, responding to calls for service.
And what particular precinct are you assigned to?
East Precinct, which is Merritt Island.
And back in March of 2012, were you also a Brevard County Sheriff's Office deputy?
Yes, I was.
Did you have any part of the actual investigation of the Barbara Bill shooting homicide?
No, I did not.
What, if any, part did you play with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office in installing and maintaining the in-car video equipment?
With the in-car camera system, I, myself along with 3 other guys, were tasked with installing every one of the cameras into the cars. I think it was 200 systems into each one of the cars. They took us out of our role as on working on the road, and that's what we did for 8 hours a day, was install all these cameras.
How did you get chosen for that job?
I was part of the test program to test out the camera to see how it was working. They found out that I had kind of a background with doing electronics, car install, stuff of that nature. I have a little bit of a understanding of applications with computers and things of that nature. So, and I was already an instructor in several other areas of law enforcement. So they thought it would be a good fit for me to do the install and also the instruction of the application for the deputies.
What system was it, if you recall?
It's the Digital Ally system.
And was that the system that you had participated in testing?
Yes.
What time frame are we talking about that you did the testing and the subsequent installation?
I was the first car to have it installed into my vehicle. We had it tested for a month or so, and then we started the process of entering into the rest of the cars.
And when was that?
That would have been, I believe it was 2011, late in the year.
Now, from the time that you first participated in the training program or the testing program until the time that the cars or the systems were installed in the rest of the deputies' vehicles up until March 6th of 2012, did you experience problems with the in-car video systems?
No, very few issues. It was normally just that the install. Sometimes every once in a while we would get a card that wouldn't read. Other than that, it was all dealt with within a very quick matter.
And would you explain to the jury the system's mechanism for capturing the images and what you all did at the Sheriff's Office to make sure that there was nothing changed from the images that were captured by the camera until you put them onto some sort of evidentiary disc or whatever it is to say for evidence value?
The camera system is set up to be activated 3 different ways. The first way would be by activating the blue lights. We connected a wire into the control panel that activated our blue lights. Anytime that was put on, your blue lights, it would activate the camera instantly, capturing 30 seconds prior to the hitting of that button. The second way was to actually reach up and manually hit the record button on the camera system itself, which is your mirror. You can reach up and do that as well. The last one was actually a mic that we carry on our person that has a record button, and you can hit that record button as well. So if I'm outside of my car and I start talking to somebody and I think there might be some evidentiary value to it, I can go ahead and hit record. It'll automatically come on. That 30-second prior to is captured, along with everything else from that point on.
Approach the witness, Judge.
Yes, you may.
Showing you it has been admitted in evidence as states exhibits 37, 38, 39, and 40. Would you look at those and tell me if the material in there is familiar to you?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Laufenberg has identified those as photographs he took of Deputy Phil's vehicle. I guess it also shows Deputy Troop's vehicle and then the interior of Deputy Phil's vehicle on March 6th of 2012. Do the images display the in-car video camera that we're talking about?
Yes, it does.
And if you would hold up the one photo and tell us which exhibit number it is that best displays what equipment you're talking about.
The exhibit 39, it's a picture of the front windshield. It has the actual camera at the top. On top is the whole unit is within inside that mirror itself. It does have a mirror that you can see, and it also has a little bit of a, I believe it's close to around 2-inch or 3-inch screen that is actually like a TV inside of it that you can see through. So whenever you do want to play back or record a little bit, you actually get to see that image inside the mirror.
Right. And can you tell us about the operation of the camera? I mean, indicated how it's turned on. Once it's turned on, what, if anything, do you have to do to turn it on?
Once you turn it on, the system stays live the whole time you have it turned on. Like I said, at any point in time you hit that button, it will capture 30 seconds prior. So it is running on a loop of 30 seconds continuously. Once you hit it, it goes on. The only way to have it stop recording is to come inside to the mirror, and the buttons aren't able to be seen on this one, but there's a button on the far left side of the mirror. That's the record button. That's the only way to turn off the system. No matter if I hit the record button again on my mic here, if I turn off my blue lights, it still stays recording until you hit that record button. That's the only way to turn it off.
And would it continue to collect accurate images of what the camera is pointed at the entire time?
Yes, it just continuously runs, and it will go until that card would physically run out or the battery system would die within the car.
Is there any way to make any alteration or change to the information that's captured on by the camera and placed onto the SD card in the system?
Not to my knowledge of the system.
You physically have to remove the SD card and then alter something on that?
That would be what our process is there's a SD card most people use for their computers. You pull that card out of the cameras, out of the rear view mirror. You take it into the precinct and load it into a system which authenticates it, and it is captured and held within that system.
During the time that the in-car video system has been used by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, have you heard of any instance in which any of the images captured by one of the vehicle's in-car videos has been altered, changed, deleted,
But no, I have not.
No further questions to this witness?
Okay, cross-examination by the defense.
Your system was the first.
Mine was one of the first. I don't know if it's for a fact that it was the first, but I was one of the first to have it installed in the car.
Okay, you know when, what month?
I do. It was in 2011.
And the other 200, you say 200 systems throughout the department?
I believe we had 200 purchased cameras that go into the vehicles.
Were they all installed in the department vehicle?
I do not know the exact number that were finally installed. I just know there was just through talking through the light guys and the tech guys that around 200 systems were ordered to be placed in. I don't know the numbers exactly on if they were all installed or not.
As I understood it, you were kind of leading this up in terms of the installation.
Yes, I was one of not leading it up. There was another gentleman that kind of was organizing us and making sure we had the systems to install. We did them at our shop up in Camp Road in Cocoa. We also did some down at the Melbourne Airport. So he kind of was running around making sure we had all the new boxes of the wiring and everything else. And then I did take an active role at making sure everybody was getting it done correctly and on time.
Who was the lead?
It was a group effort. On the gentleman that I was speaking of is Deputy Terry Pelton, who was running around making sure we had the equipment.
And is Deputy Pelton your senior in the department?
He's been employed. He's within a different supervision realm than I am.
What's his position?
He is a corporal with the motor unit, riding motorcycles, doing traffic.
Okay. Now, the systems, which systems did you personally install?
I do not have a record of the systems that I did. I would not install just one vehicle. At times I would do a whole vehicle myself. At times I would do just certain sections of that vehicle. Sometimes I would just be putting the actual unit up and connecting the wires inside the dashboard. Some guys would be working on the trunk. It was a group effort to complete all the systems.
Who did the final approval for each system?
It was each person would go through and verify that it was up and working by those three methods of activating the system and making sure that the software was completed.
And did you install Deputy Phil's system?
I do not recall whether I was the one who installed that video camera system. I know I was there physically when she was in the shop, which was at the Melbourne airport. I do not recall whether I worked on her vehicle or not.
Do you know if you installed Deputy Troop's vehicle?
I do not.
Were there records of who did the installs on each vehicle?
There was no records indicating on each person saying I was assigned to a certain deputy's vehicle. It was, as the four of us worked and got it completed, that vehicle was signed off saying completed.
You indicated that from your experience, there were very few malfunctions. I assume there were records of the malfunctions.
Yeah, whenever we did the install, if the camera system would not work properly by activating one of the activation lights, we would go ahead and replace that system right away and send it back to the factory. On the road, if you would have an issue, you would complete a worksheet saying that you have this malfunction with the camera system. The procedure would be to replace that camera, and then it would be sent back to the factory for correction.
And as to malfunctions within the department, do you know how many cameras were sent back to the factory?
No, I do not.
Do you know if Deputy Phil's vehicle had ever been replaced?
No, I do not.
Do you know when it was put in?
I do not know the exact date.
Do you know what month? What year?
I do not know the exact. The year was 2011. We were doing the installs for approximately 2.5 months, I believe.
And as far as, are you aware of the records as to the number of malfunctions within the department still?
No, I am not aware. That is not within my department.
Are there records that would reflect malfunctions to the equipment over the course of 2011?
I do not have any involvement in the record keeping on that.
How often are the machines, how often are maintenance done?
I have no record. I don't. I did the initial install, and maintenance and upkeep is all within the electronic department with the sheriff's office.
Is maintenance ever done?
I do not know if there's maintenance required on the system.
Yes, you may. Okay, redirect by the state.
Corporal Servon, you had the video system installed in your vehicle at least since test program sometime in 2011.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had your system require any kind of maintenance?
I did have a little bit of static coming through the playback out of the camera, and I took it up to the shop, completed a service request, and we replaced the camera once. That was just about a month ago.
So in approximately 5 years, you've only had one static problem?
Yes, well, 2 years, 3 years.
Have you heard of any other problems? Are you aware of any other problems of any of the systems?
Okay, sustain as to the form of the question.
No further questions, Judge.
Okay, recross.
Yours is one of 200 systems, or more than put in over the years?
Mine is one of the systems with the sheriff's office. I do not know the exact number that was put out.
Is it at least 200?
I do not know the exact number that was put out. I know that there was 200 ordered.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, thank you for your testimony. You're free to step down. Okay, other witnesses on behalf of the state.
State Law Deputy James Cruz.
Okay, sir, if you'll step up before the clerk to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear affirm any testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, sir, please be seated in the witness chair. Once seated, if you'll scoot your chair forward, do adjust that microphone, do talk into that microphone. It helps us hear your testimony. It also aids in recording your testimony.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
If you would, please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
James Harold Troup, Sr., T-R-O-U-P.
Deputy, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and if you would direct your responses to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And let's start by telling them what your occupation is.
I'm a deputy sheriff of Brevard County,
And how long have you been a deputy sheriff of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office?
a total of 33 years.
And were you so employed in March of 2012?
Yes, I was.
Where were you assigned?
I was assigned to South Precinct, Zone 72, which is 192 area up to about 518 O'Galley Boulevard.
And did you know former Deputy Barbara Pill?
Yes, I did.
How did you know Deputy Pill?
We worked together on the road for several years.
She was like you, a sworn deputy sheriff?
Yes, she was.
I'd like to direct your attention to the morning hours of March 6th of 2012. Were you on duty at that time?
Yes, I was.
And was Deputy Pill on duty also?
Yes, she was.
You recall receiving a call for assistance or dispatch for a call for assistance regarding property having been taken from a hotel on 192.
Yes, I was.
Approximately what time was it that you received the call?
It was early morning, I'm not sure exactly, probably around between 9 and 10.
And do you recall where you were when you received the call?
I was on 192, probably right around Seminole Boulevard.
And where is that generally along 192?
It'd be about almost a mile or a little bit less east of the O'Connor Lodge.
And where's the O'Connor Lodge located?
It's located on 192, 4455 West New Haven.
And do you patrol that area on a fairly regular basis?
Yes, I do.
How long a period of time have you been doing that?
I've been out there now for about 5, 6 years patrolling that area.
And Are you familiar with the area between the O'Connell Lodge and the area of Elaine Way and John Road Boulevard?
Yes, I am.
Is that one of the areas that you patrol?
Yes, it is.
Just a quick question.
Yes, you may.
Deputy Troop, if you could, would you look at that and step down if you would, and tell me if you can identify that as being an accurate overview of the area where the hotel is, down to the area of Elaine Way, or up to the area of Elaine Way. For the record, that's Exhibit G.
Yes, it is.
And does that truly and accurately portray the area that you're talking about that you patrol on a regular basis?
Yes, it is.
The state would move Exhibit G into evidence.
Response from the defense? Yes, you may.
No objection.
Okay, State's Exhibit G will be received as State's Exhibit 41. I think we're done with the exhibit, so it can be moved.
For now, yes. So you were approximately 1 mile east of the hotel when you received the dispatch?
I was probably about a mile east of the motel.
And what, if anything, did you do when you received the dispatch?
Well, I responded to the motel.
And what, if anything, did you see when you arrived there?
Well, I went to the office first.
And who did you meet with?
I met with the desk clerk in there.
And were you directed to another location at that point?
Yes, they gave us a room of one number, then he said it was a different room number that's occurred in.
And did the desk clerk give you paperwork with respect to the room that was involved in your investigation?
He showed me who was in that room registered.
And in fact, did he provide you with a copy of the receipt or the name information?
No, I didn't get no copy right then.
All right. What did you do after talking to the clerk?
I went back to the room back there where supposedly the furniture was taken from.
Now, what type of call was it, and how was the call characterized to you when you were first dispatched to it?
Well, it was characterized as a stolen property, attempting to steal furniture out of a room.
After you spoke to the clerk and you went back to where the room was, what, if anything, did you see?
I seen two pieces of furniture sitting outside on the bottom floor.
And were any of the hotel employees still there at that time?
Yes, they were.
How many?
I believe there was two of them there that I talked to.
Do you recall their names?
I think one was the maintenance man, and the other one was one of the workers that worked there, a female.
Showing you what has been admitted as State's Exhibit 14 as evidence for the witness, Judge.
Yes, you may.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Does that appear to be the piece of furniture that was down in the parking spot?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did you have an occasion to go look at the hotel room itself?
No, I didn't.
What happened?
They told me that the van had...
Okay, sustained.
Without telling the jury what it is they told you, just tell us what you did.
Well, then I left and headed towards John Road where the vehicle supposedly went.
Had you heard over the radio that Deputy Phil had begun to assist you at that point?
Yes, she was headed towards me.
In the same general area looking for the vehicle also?
Right, she was coming from the north end of...
The narrative?
Okay, sustained.
Here it is.
Sustained as the form of the question.
Where did you go?
I went to John Roads, headed north.
And what, if anything, were you doing at that time?
I was trying to head up to the north end to see if the vehicle was up there.
What happened next?
Barbara called over the radio and said,
Okay, sustained. Yes, you may.
What was it that you heard from Deputy Phil?
excuse me,
What was it that you heard from Deputy Phil?
she told me that the vehicle, she thinks the vehicle that I described just passed her. And she,
That's what she said, so overruled. She thinks, so overruled.
Go ahead, sir.
she thinks that the vehicle that just passed her was the one that I told her about that left the O'Connell Lodge.
And what, if anything, did you do after hearing that?
I was heading up towards her to assist her.
What were the traffic conditions like on John Rose at that time?
They were pretty congested.
Maybe bring the exhibit back, I'm sure if I could put it up. Would that assist you in your testimony in explaining to the jury where you were and where you were going? The exhibit we just saw?
Okay, you want me to?
No, I don't want you to put that. I'm just asking if that would assist you in explaining where you were at with the jury.
I didn't hear the answer to that. Was that a yes or a no? From Deputy Troop? Would that assist you?
From looking at the map to assist you in explaining to the jury where you were?
Okay.
Is that a yes or a no? I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yes.
Just put it right up here.
Do we want to put it on the easel?
That would be fine. Oh, right there is fine. Either way. If you, can you explain where the hotel is and what?
Do we want to
other
put it on the
objects
easel?
are?
Deputy Blankenship?
Yeah, probably better.
Okay, let's put it on the easel. Okay, we don't want the, okay. That's fine.
Deputy Troopers, the hotel is depicted down here.
Right there.
Right there, is that correct?
Right.
And what is this road going east and west?
West New Haven,
That's 192.
State Road 192.
And main road going up and down here.
That's I-95.
And where does John Rhodes Boulevard go?
John Road starts right here, and heads up this way.
All right, and the area up here, is that the Elena Way?
That's all the yes, right.
And John Rhodes ends up in this direction,
It's right about there at the curve.
and it turns into Aurora.
Roar Road.
And that's part of the area that you control on
Yes.
road basis. Now, when you first received the phone call, where were you along this line?
I first received a call, I was down in this area right in here.
All right, and then you proceeded to the
I
hotel,
proceeded up to the hotel.
and then when you left there, where did you go?
I cut across there and then went up north on John Road.
At the time that you heard the transmission from Deputy Phil, where was it that she was located, or she thought she observed the vehicle?
Well, from what she said,
Objection, hearsay.
Okay, overruled, based on the court's prior ruling.
Do you recall if she said where she was when she spotted
not
her?
exact location, no, just on John Road.
Now, where were you headed to back her up?
I was on John Road, headed north on here.
Okay. Go ahead, have a seat. Good. After her initial transmissions indicating that she thought she saw the vehicle, did you hear from Deputy Phil again?
Yes, a little bit later, she said she was,
Hearsay. Same argument.
Okay, I'm going to have a bench conference.
What was it that Deputy Phil?
Deputy Bill come over the radio and advised that she was pulling the vehicle over off of John Road.
Right. Did that cause you to do anything different than we were already doing at that time?
At that time, no.
What happened next?
Then over the radio, she advised that the
Objection, hearsay.
Okay, overruled.
Go ahead.
over the radio, she advised that the vehicle wouldn't stop. It kept moving forward and opening and close the door.
All right. What, if anything, did you do at that time?
At that time, I engaged my lights as siren and to get up there quicker.
And what happened next?
Well, when I arrived up there at the scene, I pulled in and then I seen her laying on the road.
Was there any vehicle inside at the time that you arrived at the scene at Lane Way?
And that was just her vehicle and when I pulled in.
Was there also a neighbor present?
Yes, there was.
And did you receive information from the neighbor about the vehicle itself?
Yes, the neighbor said,
Okay, based on the court's prior ruling, I overruled the objection.
What did the neighbor tell you?
the neighbor advised.
Yes, you may.
What was it that the neighbor told you, sir?
The neighbor stated that a white SUV had just left and went northbound on John Rhodes Boulevard.
Did you broadcast that description of the vehicle and its direction of travel to the other officers?
Yes, I did. I got on the radio and put it out over the radio to the other officers.
Did you request medical assistance for Deputy Bill?
Yes, I did.
Did you do a check on her to see if there was anything that you,
Yes, I did.
was there anything? Yes, sir.
No, there wasn't.
Deputy Troop, at my request, did you view the in-car video that was captured by your patrol car?
Yes, I did.
Approximately 2 hours long, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And they captured the scene from 30 seconds prior to the time you turned your blue lights on all the way through for the next 2 hours, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Includes from when you arrived at the shooting scene on the laneway up until crime scene finally entered your vehicle and entered the SD card and stopped the court.
Yes, sir.
And does the video that you observed on your in-car video camera truly and accurately portray the scene that was in front of your vehicle on March 6th of 2012?
Yes, sir.
Any changes, alterations, deletions, anything whatsoever that you can determine from looking at the video?
Yes, sir.
Approach witness, Judge.
Yes, you may.
Showing you has been marked Exhibit AU for identification. Would you look at that, sir, and tell me if you can identify?
Yes, it's my initials and the date that I viewed the video.
So that is the actual video that you looked at,
Yes, sir.
and it is an accurate videotape of the events captured on your in-car camera, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you also, at my request, look at the in-car camera of Deputy Barbara Hill?
Yes, I did.
That was a little over an hour long,
Yes, sir.
and I realize you weren't physically present for the first several minutes of the in-car camera of that, but for the 1 hour period that was captured from the time that you arrived at the scene of the laneway, does that portion of the video accurately reflect the scene as captured by her in-car camera on March 6th of 2012?
Yes, it does.
Showing you it as marked as case exhibit 8T. Would you look at that and tell me if you can identify it?
Yes, sir. It's my initials and the date that I looked at it.
That is an accurate copy of what was captured by Deputy Bill's in-car camera, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The state would move exhibits AU and AT in the evidence at this time, Judge.
Okay, response from the defense.
Where is it?
Yes, you may.
Deputy Trout, as to the video tape from Deputy Bill's car, would it be fair to say that in viewing it, as far as whether it fairly and accurately shows the scene, you would have to say that it fairly and accurately shows the scene from the time you arrived?
Yes, sir.
that correct? But before that, you weren't there. You cannot say that what you saw preceding your arrival is a fairly inaccurate depiction of what happened before you got there.
No, sir.
Is that correct?
Right. Yes, sir.
Approach.
Yes, you may. Okay, actually, let's do AT will be received as State's Exhibit 42. AU will be received as State's Exhibit 43.
Approach witness, judges.
Yes, you may.
Deputy Troop, showing you what has been marked for identification, State's Exhibit FI. If you would just look to yourself and tell me if you can identify the photograph.
Yes, I can.
How can you identify?
Because I worked with her for several years, and I can identify that as being her.
And who is her?
Barbara Pill.
The state would move exhibit.
Okay, response from the defense?
Okay.
Okay, FI will be received as State's number 44.
Deputy Troop, the videos that have now been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibits 42 and 43, are they date and time stamped? Doesn't the time and the date actually reflect on the videos themselves?
Oh, yes, sir. It gives a date and a time that it was taken.
And do you recall what time it was that, or whatever refresh your recollection to look at the report as to the time that you arrived at or dispatched to the hotel?
Yes, it would be on the system what time I arrived there.
All right. And it would have been a few minutes before the video was turned on in your in-car video?
Yes, sir.
State requests permission to publish the photograph of the jury. State's Exhibit 44.
Okay, if we could have a bench conference? Okay, you may publish the exhibit. State's Exhibit number 44.
State request permission to publish exhibits 42 and 43. It'll take us a few minutes to set up the
Okay. At this time, it would be appropriate for us to take a break to set up some equipment. Also, that'll give you an opportunity to take your morning break as well. We'll say it's 10 o'clock. Be back here at 10:15. During this break, you must continue to abide by the rules governing your service as a juror. Specifically, do not discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else. Do avoid reading anything about this case, avoid seeing anything about this case, and do not conduct any independent research. Okay, court will be in recess for 15 minutes. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, please be seated. Deputy Troop, you can step off the stand and be back here at 10:15. And if I could have a bench conference with the attorneys. Okay, court will be in recess until 10:15. time, I'm in recess. Okay, we just need to step down. About more poster boards? So you could put, you didn't have to put stuff on the back? You could have 2 poster boards instead of 1, so you don't have to have evidence on the front and the back?
I couldn't find Walmart, Target, couldn't find it big enough.
Oh, you couldn't find them big enough?
I stumbled on that one. I don't know where that one came from, but the only other option I had was those 3 fold boards, and I didn't want to do that. We were going to do that.
You had to be careful that they couldn't see the evidence on the other side.
We figured it worked good, same size as the map, just anyway, so.
Hey, it saves space.
When we get started, furlough planning will be here.
Okay.
That's the table I'm getting. With the board's permission, put myself in position, right?
That will be fine.
Next, can we approach?
Yes, you may. We can, I'll bring him out in just a moment, Mr. Bradley.
Just hit Williams.
Okay. Okay, let's bring out Mr. Bradley. I don't see Mr. Lanning in the courtroom. Okay. And we can bring in Deputy Troop, and Deputy Troop can be seated in the witness chair. Bench conference?
Yes.
I need someone from the defense.
Yeah. That's a long time.
Okay, we're on the record. Okay, any other preliminary matters on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
On behalf of the defense?
No.
Okay, we'll bring the jury into the courtroom.
Jury present, all rise.
Please be seated. Okay, at this time, is it the state's intention to have the video, the DVD shown? Okay, at this time I am addressing the audience. A DVD is about to be played. It is the court's expectation that there will be no reaction from anyone in the audience as to what may be displayed on the DVD. If you do not believe that you can follow this instruction, then this would be the appropriate time for you to exit the courtroom. If there is any violation to the court's instruction, you will be removed from the courtroom until further notice. Okay, Mr. Brown, you may...
Court permission.
Yes, you may. You may view the video, the DVD for the jurors.
Deputy Truth, while we're changing the video to your in-car, you were able to hear yourself over the radio traffic on the in-car captured by Deputy Phil's vehicle, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you arrived there about 45 seconds after she was shot.
Yes, sir.
And the very last section of the video that was shown on this exhibit that shows you over by Deputy Phil and Deputy Velez going to talk to the neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Did it also capture your description of where the vehicle went as you broadcast it to the other officers?
Yes, sir.
Shortly after this, the paramedics arrived and attended to Deputy Phil.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll give Mr. Brown, he's going to switch out the DVDs, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.